My goal, if all goes well, is to remove all of the father-son bonding time from the original, unless that involves kicking ass, of course. I'm not really feeling the heavy metal right now. All I'm getting is like, Bruce Springsteen? Yeah, it's time to give Kratos a makeover. Better, if he was the Midgard deputy sheriff. Hi. Question. What if the cinematic moving score of the God of War soundtrack... Nope, wait, not that one. This one. What if that one sounded just as face-melting as the Doom Eternal soundtrack? Well, now there's an answer, because I, Geoffrey, have handcrafted a God of War cover song that is so undeniably over the top that soon you'll be asking yourself, why shouldn't the Leviathan axe have a grenade launcher alt-fire mode? In my last video, I gave you a little teaser. The next video on my calendar is going to be a big smash. But actually, between then and now, due to some unforeseen circumstances, I had to reschedule. Regardless, I think you're gonna like this one. And why wouldn't you, since the first thing you saw before you clicked was this unbelievable piece by resident artistic genius, Kina. If you like art, especially art with a Japanese animation influence, you should go check out her social media. I put the links below. This video is actually really good timing because God of War was finally ported to PC, and I was actually playing already when I found out about the reschedule. So I think it's time we get into the game and let composer Bear McCreary serenade us with his magical orchestra sound. But can it be doom-worthy? Well, we're just gonna have to find out. Come on. The game is booting up right now, but in the meantime, you should know that there are a couple of great videos from the official PlayStation channels that talk about the intention of the music via interviews with both Bear McCreary and Sony's music director Peter Scaturo.
There's a particular blueprint that I think we can all look back and agree makes the God of War sound. There's an epic choir, there's some big strings, and there's some big brass.
I wanted to write something that represented age, wisdom, power, masculinity.
I'll link those videos below if you're interested. But anyway, we have a video game to play. Hello from the game. At this moment, I've actually finished my very first playthrough of God of War on PC. And do you know what my favorite part of the game was? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for photo mode. And let me tell you, it didn't get that top spot until I realized you could use it in the cutscenes, which changes everything. The way you make me feel. Boy! I gotta admit though, I didn't really pay attention to the music the first time though, because I was too busy playing, so let's New Game Plus it. Welcome to God of War, a story about a single father seen here in what can only be described as functional yard work attire. Wait, you know what? Something isn't right. It's only been like a couple of seconds, but I'm already getting way too many wholesome lumberjack vibes. I'm not really feeling the heavy metal right now. All I'm getting is like, Bruce Springsteen? Yeah, it's time to give Kratos a makeover. Better, if he was the Midgard deputy sheriff. Whoa, no, can't play a whole game of him talking to a child looking like this. Yo, not this one either, but I will save it for another video maybe. Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one. And it's very fitting because there is no better anger management case study than the original Chinbeard himself. Wait, do I have a Frieza impression?
I'm sorry, but if this shit goes any further south, we're going to hit Space Mexico!
Well, that's new. Okay, let's play this game. Now that I'm paying attention to the music more, I'm noticing that it's scored very much like a movie. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because this game camera is intended to look like a totally unbroken shot, like Birdman or 1917. In terms of music itself, so far it's only been orchestral and vocal music, which I think makes sense because it's the same aesthetic as the previous 3 games. Although a big obvious difference here is that this God of War soundtrack is geared almost entirely to support emotional moments.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I am Dad.
I mean, you know, this is a complex emotion game that you mostly watch happen or listen to via boat dialogue as opposed to play, kind of like The Last of Us. This is a very big switch from the older God of War titles, which were squarely in the arcade gameplay realm. You start with a reason to smash, and then you smash. And then you smash again. And then what the heck, go smash Dad too. Oh no, that all came out really bad. The newest God of War, though, is like fetch quests.
I also need lamb's cress. Do you mind? It's a white petal flower in my garden. Just a handful.
Lamb's cress. I'm a fucking god of war.
You know, now that I say it out loud, the first 3 games sound a lot like Doom, actually. So it's not a surprise then that the older God of War soundtracks have more in common with Doom's music than Bear McCreary's cinematic score. The newest God of War being a series sequel is like if the game after Doom Eternal is mostly just long, empty hallways where Doom Guy learns to accept and forgive the demons over time through self-reflection and making hard choices. What do you think about that, play button?
Submit yourself to the darkness.
Yeah, fuck that. Let's make some loud music. The ghost is back, baby!
Oh, this destruction is beautiful!
Wait, we gotta do photo mode. Just gotta throw this axe away so it doesn't show up in the pictures. That's the good stuff right there. Okay, at this point, I'm starting to get a good idea of what we need to do for the cover song. This God of War soundtrack is for sure very melodic, but what it's not very often is rhythmic, so we need to track down the more rhythmic songs and start with those. Next, we're gonna have to figure out where the guitars go, and that's always a challenge with orchestral covers. And last, since I like to keep things fresh, I'm going to try not to just replace the vocals with synths like I often do in other covers. I want to keep it unique. But you know what? Before I do any of that, I gotta finish the game. It shouldn't take long. I'm way overpowered anyway, so I'll see you in a second. Welcome to Ableton Live 11, the place that constantly reminds me that the thing in my head is not gonna sound good in real life. I decided I'm going to cover Deliverance, but I'm gonna do it in a way that sneaks in some parts from the God of War main theme. My goal, if all goes well, is to remove all of the father-son bonding time from the original, unless that involves kicking ass, of course. So recently I've been messing around with completely synthesized patches that sound sorta like guitars, and it turns out that if you do things right, guitars and synths don't have to sound that far apart from each other. Goes without saying that it's limited in some ways, but if I heard this in a thrash metal song, I would give it a pass. We're gonna have to do it next time, because for this song, it does sound better played lower on my actual guitar. So, some of you already know this, but I've been working on a new contact library I'm calling Argent Power Tools. It looks awful, but it's functional-ish, and I used it in this project quite a bit. Let me show you. You can use electric drills for melodies. You can use chainsaws for risers. You can use a weed whacker for those high-end layers. Then what the heck? Nobody's gonna look. Just use a snowblower for your guitars. I know it's not heard too often in Doom, but that epic choir is such a staple of God of War, and I think last time I made a mistake by not leaving it in. It sounds pretty good. And a nice thing about having some vocal audio is now I can do some sound design with it. This is embarrassing, but I had a moment of paranoia and I wanted to make sure that the snares from my Cyber Metal Drumforge sample pack actually sound good in a mix, so I used one to replace almost all of my usual snare drum sounds, and you know what? I've got nothing to worry about, it sounds sick. No Argent Metal cover is complete without the swooshy sounds. I made a few using actually just one synthesizer. And for the cherry on top, some clanking chain sounds to capture the essence of the Blades of Chaos, because the axe can suck it. Did you know that Baldur is blessed with invulnerability to all threats physical or magical? That's too bad, because this song is done and it is definitely a threat. You ready? Without further ado, Deliverance from God of War in the style of Doom Eternal. Enjoy. would Kratos still be a good dad if this song was in the game? Let me know in the comments below. This song will be uploaded to Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, and everything else. You can download it for free or stream it or buy it for whatever price you think is best. If you like stems, deep dives, software betas, or you want to get your music featured in my videos, among many other things, please consider becoming a patron. Everybody you're seeing on screen right now is taking advantage of these benefits, and their contribution is a really big part of why I'm able to do this a couple of times a month. All I can hope is that I'm giving back enough, so thank you very much. I'm still deciding on what I want to do for the next cover, so for updates, go check out my Twitter or my Instagram. But until then, I've been Geoffrey Day. You've been
Boy. And
and I hope you're back again for the next video. See ya!